Hi everyone, I'm Martya and today I'm going to be explaining this little project that I have been working on. It's the mark sending application. So let's get on to it. So what is the problem? Our teachers work really hard doing so many things. But I bet one of the most manual thing that they have to do is correcting papers. This can be a real chore. And when you're getting onto the scale of like 100, 150 students. So, and then another headache is sending each student their scores. And that is being done manually, it is really repetitive. But it has the scope of being automated. So, how I solved this problem? So, first, the only thing the teacher has to do is fill in this Excel sheet. As you can see, they just enter in student names, their IDs, which subject they are, which subject exam they're writing, how much they scored out of, and the type of exam it is. So, one more thing is that our school has a system where they identify each student with a unique ID. This ID helps us in identifying students as well as sending mails to them. As each student's mail ID is just their ID, their unique ID, which I've shown over here, this part, the ID, at the rate schoolname.co.in. That is a real advantage. So now let me show you how I've actually done this program. So to automate this process, I've written a little Python code over here. Now let me explain this code to you. Here, as you can see, we have the libraries. So the first library is for Python to access Excel and actually read data from Excel. SMTPlib is for logging in and sending emails. This my text. My multipart is for arranging the contents of an email. So here, after that, we see there are two functions, the percentile calculator and send mail function. So percentile calculator, it takes in your score and everybody else's score and calculates your percentile. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then the send mail function, we'll get on to this. And here, this is the heart of the program. This program actually goes through the data, takes each person's data or like how many marks they have scored, and then sends them the email. Let me show. I think this will be more clear when I show you the data. So as you can see, let's take the first student for example. Now the program goes to the first student like, okay, I have to take 6 values. That's the name, ID, subject, marks, how much it's out of, and graduation. It takes these 6 elements and puts them into a list. And this list is sent into the send mail function, and that send mail function sends you your own message of how much marks you have scored, so that you can see over here the body of the mail, this part. It's like, hey, data 0 in the data 2 data 5 exam you got data 3 or data 4. Now we just map this back to the Excel sheet. You can see that when I say, hey, data 0, it's the 0th element or the first element, which is A. It's your name. And then when you say in the second data 2, data 5 exam, in the maths graduation exam, you scored data 4, data 5. Makes sense, right? After that, it gives you the percentile. For this, essentially, you in the percentile over here, the variable is you put your score into the percentile calculator, and that calculates your percentile and gives it back so that you can put it into your email, personalized message. Yeah, that's pretty much what this code has. It's pretty small, only 60 lines, but it does a lot, as you can see. So now let me show you. These are the emails that I was talking about. So just for testing purposes, rather than actually sending mails to others, I just send all these mails of each student to my mail ID. So over here, as you can see, hey A, another thing that I've talked about in just previously. Hey, your name in the math graduation exam, you got 57 out of 100. achieves the 26th percentile. Pretty nice, right? And this, as you can see, is for all the students. They have their own personalized messages, and this automation really helps for teachers, and it's really easy way of sending the scores to the students. So yeah, that's what I have to share for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys.